Hello to all of my followers. And today I just had a quick break and I've just taken out my contacts and my fro hawk is kind of ending, but that's not important. What's important is the beaches, the listening of the waves. So I want to talk to you guys today about why it's so important as feminine energy to really dip into your feminine essence. So, like, what's happening right now, I'm noticing is for feminine essence to really live in her true power. And let me just back up first, okay? Because this talk is about sexuality. Hey, I'm so excited, Renee. Yeah, so we're going to talk a little bit about why it's so important to open up in your fullest power in your sexuality. So, one of the milestones in my growth and a lot of the clients that I have has been my work with David Data. And so he wrote a book called The Way of the Superior Man. And he talks about three stages of man, that there is a first stage man, which is just kind of like giving nothing. It's all for self. Second stage, which respects a boundary and keeps to self. And then third stage, which expands beyond self. And that's the same thing for feminine energy. Now, let me remind you though, like before we go into this a little bit deeper, that, hola, buenas noches, that as we continue to expand in our sexuality, masculine energy does not mean you're a male. It just is very focused. And the highest form of masculine energy is I trust you. I will follow you into the depths of the earth. Anything you have, I am right there with you. I will follow your mission until the end of the earth. Salud. And de nada. So when we think about this, it's just kind of like, okay, this is like very beautiful work to be able to move forward, right? And like, and really generate energy and understanding ourselves. So if you have feminine energy, regardless if you're a man or a woman, you really appreciate when someone says that your vibration lights up a room. If somebody says like your light is everything, then you identify with feminine energy. So there's women that identify with masculine and males that identify with feminine and feminine with feminine and masculine with feminine and so on. So let me just put that one out there first of all and let you guys know the next thing. So what I'm finding now in this like movement and this prosperity and where things are going moving forward is that feminine energy, what I'm picking up on, it's like hard. I'm feeling that feminine energy is kind of healing from the past. Feminine energy right now has gone from a place where things have been really hard to open up as love, even to cry, to show like extreme vulnerable emotion. And if the vulnerable emotion is like running up to someone and giving them a hug after a fight, and saying, I love you even when you're scared. I love you even when you're mad. I love you even when you feel like unsure of where things are going. This is still feminine energy to stay open as love. Now, one of my favorite books, and I know I like to talk about this often, and hopefully one day I will be able to share with you guys, like literally read this, but it's called Michael A. Singer, and it's the journey of the it's called The Untethered Soul: The Journey Beyond Yourself by Michael A. Singer. I need a little tea. So for this, what I'm noticing now for feminine energy is very feminine energy is ready, and she's also very scared. Like so. I'm feeling the energy, and just like with working with a lot of people, like the energy is like coming up that feminine energy is like getting dates. She's getting people that are coming into her life, and without having to repeat the same mistakes, she's shedding herself. She is in feminine energy. So it takes a certain level of vulnerability, which is so scary for feminine energy, right? And also, I'm feeling super scary for masculine energy too, to not understand this feminine roar that's about to come. So what I'm feeling is a huge balance between does this person have to prove themselves to me, or can I be myself without having to prove myself to this other person? That's hard, right? Because what I was also picking up in a lot of my sessions, when I work with you guys a lot, one of my clients anyway, is with me always spiritually, and a lot of you are. But what I was picking up on, and after a few of these sessions this past month, 2, 3, 4, it's like a huge wave. Love is starting to come in, and there's challenges, and there's communication, and how can I stay open and still love? That is so hard for feminine energy. So this message is just to really, honestly, it's to remind you all, stay open, okay? It is hurtful, and love is messy and ugly and painful, and being vulnerable is painful. But at the end of the day, it's like, what do you want the most? Either like, I was told, either you're choosing love or you're choosing suffering. And you don't know that you're choosing suffering if you're not opening up as love. Like, either you choose love or suffering. And I made a post on my Instagram, like, seriously, this is a day-to-day experience. Like, really, in every single moment, to like acknowledge a person who has hurt you and still keep your heart energy open, and not close down and be like, oh yeah, she said this about me. Oh yeah, they passed this up. I'm gone in this party. It's a lot of that. I mean, I think honestly, other people with melanin in their skin, other people who are African descendants who look like me, we go through this on a daily basis. And people don't quite understand, like, what we experience on a daily basis, and still staying open as love, as genuine, pure energy, that you've done terrible things. You have done terrible things, but we still love you. So this is a reminder, guys, like, channel into that loving energy and know that it is really hard. And what you're doing, you are breaking generational curses and patterns. And the only thing that's left here is your heart. You can't really follow in anybody else's footsteps, because it's not anybody else's footsteps. Like I share a lot, you just open up your hands every day and you meditate on your fingers. And this is God's love letter to you. No one in the universe has your fingerprints. Not on your toes, not on your fingers. On no finger does anybody else have your fingerprint. This is a specific, beautiful, grand design of God. And so to know that and to understand that is like, wow, I've had a lot of experiences. And if I still stay open, I'm still going to make it. I'm still going to. Hola, ¿qué pasó? Um, I'm still going to make it. I'm still going to grow and be this incredible. So that's for feminine. Actually, masculine energy is actually ready to receive feminine energy, and this may be why feminine energy is like panicking a little bit, because um, I'm seeing this a lot. Like, in relationships, men are actually ready, and a lot of people may have honestly grown up with PTSD in the past. A lot of people may have grown up with, other issues, because let's just be honest, your family had situations. Maybe you found out anyway, you may have just had family situations, right? And you didn't know what a real romantic relationship looked like, because your dad was quietly hitting your mom in private after he found out she had an abortion and was cheating on her. And then you find out your dad's been using cocaine and paying for prostitutes. This is like, or your uncle is cheating on his wife with a woman at work. And it may not have gotten further, but it's like, it's not intimate yet, but he hates his family and his kids. And you're not sure why you can't open up, but it's conditions that you're feeling. And so just breaking these patterns already is something to celebrate, guys. Really, it is something very huge to celebrate. No one breaks generational curses that follows in everybody else's footsteps. I mean, and I times like in some speeches at different societies or schools, but no one does these breaking of generational patterns like you. And so you may find even people resent you for it. Like, why didn't you follow like us? But I want to remind you guys to go back to your fingerprints, go back to your fingers and toes, and study how beautiful God has made you. Just from your fingers, not your face, not your teeth, not how your heart works, but just your fingers and your toes. And so this is it. This is how we can live as God. This is how we can continue to channel divine, unconditional love energy. And yeah, it just feels really good to share this information with you guys. I know it is. It feels kind of like a monstrous battle within yourself. I mean, I feel like within growth, within transformation, within like balancing whatever it was from your past and where you're moving forward in your future. It is a lot, but it's not so much. You really can do it. You can do it, and it's scary, but like, you deserve it. You deserve to be with someone who will open you up spiritually, where there is no beginning, there is no end, there is only confusion, and just energy to feel what it feels like to come home to someone who is like open. It's like every day is war, and you're coming home to your feminine energy. So I know this is a lot. I know this is so much. Like, I feel like it can honestly be a huge weight on your shoulder to be like, oh my God, now I have to love again. But, you know, a lot of my friends are divorcees. A lot of my clients are either in relationships, or they're just coming out of it, or they're in marriages, or they just got divorced. I mean, every spectrum of person, to be honest. And you got this, and I'm available for you. I really want to talk. We're going to have an amazing luncheon session at the end of this month, and I really look forward to meeting you guys. To be honest, like, I haven't actually posted any of our luncheons. I have a few, just one I posted with John Beasley. You can actually find that on another, um, you can find that on my channel. And he's a pastor. He's a friend of mine from Seattle. He's a head pastor there, and a few others. But I've been recording these, and I haven't released them, so I'm looking forward to doing that very soon. Um, and yeah, okay. I just hope to hear from you guys. Let me know where you're coming in from, and if you're online now, it looks like someone is here. I'm happy to take any kind of questions that you have. Um, we will be doing like very awesome sessions soon. But just remember that when you do come into the luncheon, every luncheon is totally different, is very, very different. So for that, I just welcome you. I thank you. I want to remind you that you are meant to be a rebel. You're not meant to follow anybody else. You have a mind of your own. You can think for yourself. And that there is nothing wrong with sheep. Remember, like, but if you're not one, this is for you. But remind yourself there's nothing wrong with sheep, okay? Um, when you create the next incredible app, when you recognize that all of the buildings in Asia are disappearing, when you know that we will be able to fly here and there really quickly, when you're seeing all of the possibilities that you can have in business and relationships, you're gonna really like wish that a lot of people followed like your buzzer. And so there's nothing wrong with sheep, but you all are not one. So you stay open as love. Remind yourself that you are still moving forward um, in life, in love. And at the end of the day, if you're not choosing love, you're choosing suffering. So that's it. I love you guys. Thank you so much. And God bless you. Always remember to read Romans 12, verse 2. Be not, uh, you will be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Do not conform by the patterns of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. I have been awake all day taking a lot of information. I'm like, why can I not remember Romans? But this is an open door season. God is blessing you beyond what you think. Your spiritual gifts are going to increase, and what you're going to get comes at a cost. You're going to have to be a little vulnerable. But God also says to protect your heart. So be very careful and know that it's okay if people have to prove themselves or they feel a little angry if something that you've done in the past was just kind of reserving yourself. There's love out there, and there's tons, and people are actually waiting you to go and get it. All right. That's it. I'm signing out. You guys, I have so many things I'm doing on my computer. It actually looks kind of like a lot of like kind of it's overwhelming to look at like the 50 tabs I have open for different classes or conferences, for different mail and all kinds of stuff. So I love you. Just can remember, just keep your probiotics up. This is surf season, so I'm excited to get into the water, do some amazing things, surf with a lot of people. But again, like really just really understand, sit with yourself and understand, am I masculine energy or feminine? Feminine energy asks yourself to just be open, even when it hurts. I love you, even though it hurts. And masculine energy needs love, and you need time alone. You need time to focus. You need time in your own creativity to really do what it is that God is asking you to do and to grow in the ways that you're supposed to grow. Every morning and every night, be sure to look at your fingers and your toes and remind yourself that you were meant to be weird and quirky and follow your own patterns. And if there's anybody that does know, believe you me, it's me. Like I come from a Nigerian culture, and the one thing I did is something like people who just kind of follow this do. But I broke out of that, and I'm honestly I'm very happy to be original, to be myself, and to stay open as love. So with that message, I love you. I really have to go. I just wanted to pop in real quick because I got to do this with all my social medias and in between editing YouTubes and stuff like that, or Instagrams and all that fun stuff and reading. So you guys take care, be blessed, and I look forward to hearing from you in the comment section. See you. Bye.